casually dating people from another race.
Absolutely no bunny hopping. No ice, no rice, no spice, no sand, no salsa. Let me say it again. No ice, no rice, no spice.
Wait, let me say it with you.
Salsa.
What is it? No
black
ice?
Men for black women for black men. I don't want to see no snow bunnies. I want honey bunnies. I want caramel bunnies. I want butter almond bunnies. I want walnut bunnies. I want a guave bunny.
I think I'm gonna get hate for this, but whatever. I approached a black man this week at like a dating event, and he was not interested in me, and that by itself is like not a great story, right? I tried to shoot my shot, he was not interested, I moved on. But immediately after I walked away from this man, he went up to a group of 5 white women and he introduced himself to all of them. And then I kind of observed out of like the corner of my eye for the rest of the evening, this man was only going up and talking to different white women. Later that night, another very attractive black man came in, the exact same thing, only talked to the white women that were in the room. There were maybe 6 or 7 black women throughout. And I could tell, I would look over at the black women occasionally, they would be looking, we would all be observing the same thing. We're all thinking the same thing, right? And as someone who has reviewed a bunch of different like dating events, I have seen this play out so many times where you walk into a room, the black women are looking for other black men and the black men are not looking for black women. Unless the host of the event is like a black person or a person of color. And as much as I say that I am going to start dating outside my race, my mind, whenever I walk into like an event space for dating, my mind will automatically do a little scan for black men. Now, obviously, there are a ton of black men who love black women. I'm not saying that. I'm saying in the event spaces that I have been to that are predominantly white people, the handful of black men that are at those events are not looking for black women.
Now, that's quite funny. Now, this kind of reminds me of that video I did on, I believe it was Afrotech. And it also reminds me of a video I did about these 2 sisters that was in DC that kind of encountered the same thing, where they were in events or establishments where it was predominantly white folks there, and the black guys who were there, right? The black guys who were there were more interested in white women than they were for the sisters, right? And obviously there's a few reasons for that. Now, first of all, it's his preference. And there tends to be videos like this, and I don't think I've ever seen a video of a black man talking about, I went to this and the black women were only choosing white guys, such and such, da 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 da. But you have the audacity to make a video talking about a brother doing it, right? You should know that if you're the minority in there and you tend to go to these events where white guys or more successful black men who are in that arena, these black men are searching for certain things, right? If they're in there, obviously they could be looking for successful black women, but usually a lot of these places that I guess they would be attending, that's not the majority, and they're into looking for that type of white woman. So they always say you need to know your audience or where you're going if you're trying to capture something in particular. If you're trying to capture or get with a white woman, you will go to certain places. You'll go to a country bar or a rock bar or all these different locations, a rock concert, things like that, and not expect, chances are you're not going to see a black woman there. So for you to say, well, I shot my shot, I put myself out there and he didn't choose me, or these black guys are choosing the white women, or they're going above and beyond, that's what they're there for. A lot of these videos, I wouldn't say she was trying to shame them in particular, but all of us black women, we were looking at each other. A lot of these guys, as I've said on countless videos, you've looked over, or if you would have seen him at, let's say, the mall, the same guys that were there at the mall or at the grocery store, and he tried to talk to you, you probably wouldn't have that same energy. I'm almost certain. But you figure by him being at this location that he reaches a certain status, or he is of a certain status, or as far as networking goes, he may be able to help you out, or you may be able to get a high value man. And you guys have seen videos about women saying the best place to meet wealthy black men. And a lot of times that's, depending on what city you're in, that's what it is. Now, I live in Atlanta, as you guys know, so there's a lot of locations where you're gonna find some wealthy brothers that's looking for sisters. And typically a black man does want to be with sisters, but a lot of times you just make it so difficult. So I guess he weighs it out. Who's gonna be more cooperative? who's going to give me a hard time? Is it going to be the white woman or the black woman? And that's how fellas go about doing these things a lot of times. There's a separate video I wanted to do where the gentleman, the MMA fighter, Demetrius Johnson, he was on RG3 show, right? Out of pocket with RG3 and his white wife. And y'all know RG3 has been given grief about the whole situation by marrying a white woman and having multiple kids. But he explained it on there as well. And if I do decide to throw the clip in there where he talks about it, but this is something that a lot of brothers just choose not to deal with. And you have some dudes saying you have to have a certain amount of game to deal with a black woman. You can't run game on a black woman. Why would I want to run game? Why can't I just be myself? Because that's what it boils down to at the end of the day, which a lot of brothers just want to be themselves. You have some suckers, you got some busters out there that just want to toy and play with women. And you have women that just want to deal with busters. Just want to deal with a dude that has no substance. Other than only thing he can do for her is destroy her. And then turns around and complains about it. You have those women. So ladies, if you're going places looking for a black man in a certain circle, and you know that's the situation, it's not always going to fall in your lap. You have to do more. If he turned you down, he turned you down. Women do it all the time. Women do it all the time. And you're like, hey, I'm here, I'm pretty. And you have some women that'll just stand there and won't say anything and expect this guy to go out of his way to talk to her. When you are the minority in the location and you're seeking him, he's not seeking you, which is what you need to think about. And typically it's the other way around. It's the men that's all over the women. So when they get this culture shock, hey, I look like you, but you don't want to talk to me, you want to talk to these women? Totally different, man. Totally different. So go other places. Go other places. I'm pretty sure there's lots. And I think her dating channel, or her show, I don't want to say dating channel. Her show is about her dating experiences. And I guess this is one of those things that she just has to deal with, man. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that this is a common thing? Ladies, what do you think? Do you guys deal with this a lot? When you try to go in certain arenas or areas to meet black men, but their preference is white women? I am anxious to hear this and your experience, for y'all to chime in. Yo, comment below. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Much blessings and abundance. Stick around for the next videos that's going to pop up on the screen below. That's where I'm going to see you guys at. Listen, it's your favorite everything. This is Wisdom. I'm the best. Let's run it up to 1 million. Quit playing with me. Peace.